Hello everyone, my name is Padilla. To start, I want you guys to think about any other World Cups you have watched and got upset at calls that were made. Can't think of one? Then I'll give you an example. I hope I don't have any England fans here. In the 1986 World Cup, there was a quarterfinal matchup between Argentina and England. In that game, Diego Maradona of Argentina scored probably the most infamous goal in World Cup history. There had been an aerial ball that came off of an English defender's foot, and now it was just Maradona versus the English keeper, Peter Shilton. Maradona just rose up and punched the ball past Shilton, as you can see in this photo. The referees did not spot this, and therefore they ruled it a goal. The only ones who spotted it were the English players in the vicinity. This goal is known today as the hand of God. Many English fans were left furious and heartbroken that the goal was not called off, and Argentina went on to win 2-1. By implementing the video assistance referee, also known as VAR, it changes the accuracy of 93% to 99% correct calls made. Today, I will be talking about the VAR at the 2018 World Cup and why it was a good decision it was chosen to be used in the World Cup. After my speech, you will be able to know the good and bad of the VAR and choose your side. The three main points of this speech are why the VAR is good for the World Cup, if the VAR is effective, and what would happen without it. Now that you know my three main points, let me start with why the VAR is good for the World Cup. Some may think that the VAR makes the referees hesitant to make calls, but in reality, that is not true. According to FIFA, the video assistant referee team does not take any decisions. All decisions are up to the referee on the field. People may also think that the VAR has no consistency. That is not true because according to FIFA, the VAR is almost always accurate. On top of that, people cannot make the argument that the VAR did not make a difference because according to the Telegraph, and obviously common sense, having the video playback helps refs make calls that would not be originally seen with the naked eye. Now that I have told you why the VAR is good for the World Cup, let me show you why it is effective with some graphs. This graph here shows the accuracy of calls before the VAR and with the VAR, according to the Telegraph. Without the VAR, the accuracy of calls were at 93%. With VAR, the accuracy of calls raised to 99%. That is a big jump, especially since FIFA wants to be near perfect. This next graph here This next graph here shows that at the 2014 World Cup, there were 13 penalties called. And at the 2018 World Cup, 29 penalties were called. This last graph shows how 17 of the 20 wrong decisions at the World Cup were overturned. 3 of them were not. That is 85% of wrong calls made right because of the VAR. Now that you know why the VAR is effective, let us move on to my last point, what the World Cup would be like without VAR. Without the VAR, calls that you see that may not be seen by the ref, and then they won't be called. Refs can also make decisions that are unworthy and very controversial. These controversial calls may lead to your side losing the game. All of these things will lead to distress in many devoted fans. This here is a famous photo of a fan in the 2014 World Cup upset after Brazil's shock exit at the semifinal versus Germany. Here is a photo of Colombian players arguing with the referee after a controversial call was made versus England. Would you really want to end up like these fans and be in distress? Now, after listening to my speech, by a show of hands, how many of you will email FIFA to keep using VAR in future competitions? If that is too much to ask, how many of you will at least inform others and spread the word as to why VAR is a good implementation? Thank you. That is all I have for my speech.